Majo, John Madden. The lighting is a little off here. I'm sitting in the doorway of my new tiny house. It's my second night in my new house in Acapulco, Mexico. And out there, it's dark. And in here, I have a couple of lights on. I want to talk about drowning in a sea of love where everybody would like to drown. I think Fleetwood Mac, I don't have access to Wi-Fi here yet, so I can't look this up, but I think Fleetwood Mac had a song like that. And what's coming home to me this morning is that that's the truth for me, and I know it, and for all of us, and most people don't know it. I spent my first year of my 4.5 years on the road in the Appalachian Mountains, the Blue Ridge Mountains, the high mountains of western North Carolina, which was technically a temperate rainforest, one of the wettest places in the country, the U.S., one of the greenest places in the world, and because of that, a home of tremendous biodiversity of plants and salamanders and stuff. It's very ironic that that area has been decimated recently by the angry side of water, because it's the water, it's the humidity, it's the wetness that has always made it so special. That first year rambling around in the mountains in my camper van, at night with the doors all closed, things in the van would be damp in the morning. Papers would be damp, and just from the wetness that would blanket that whole area at night. I experience living in an ocean of love, living in a context of love, living in a world where love just is the bottom line, is the truth, is the reality in which I swim. But the whole metaphor of water is really coming home to me today, because I am in a rainforest again. I don't know if this part of Mexico is technically called a rainforest, it's jungle. And in the rainy season, which we're in now, the rain just comes and goes and comes and goes and comes and goes. Sitting here in my doorway, it'll start to rain. I'll go, wow, this is so beautiful. It'll last for a minute or 2 minutes, 30 seconds. It comes and goes. It's a center for snorkeling and scuba diving, because the sea turtles feed off of the sea grasses at the bottom of the bay here in Acapulco. So people come from everywhere to snorkel with the turtles, and I got to do that. I had my first lesson with an enchanted man named David. But, and it's not just when we're literally under the surface of the Acapulco Bay that we're living in a liquid environment. We're living in it all the time here. And it's come home to me, the fact that that's the world. I had a big spiritual experience a little over 5 years ago, and that's the world in which I live, where God's love, whatever God is present to me all the time, and I'm happy essentially all the time. I know that I'm one with everything. My very hardworking friends, super responsible friends who experience their life as hard because they're working all the time, resent the fact that I'm happy all the time. Call me irresponsible because there must be something wrong if I'm enjoying it all so much that I'm having such a ball. And also, technically, I've not been self-sufficient. I do believe it. Part of what triggered this talk was I do believe this last month, October here, is the first month in all my travels, 4.5 years, that I haven't received any cash infusion from any of my friends back home in the U.S. There were a lot of months that it was minimal, $25 here, $50 there, because I was supporting my lifestyle in Texas by extraordinary amounts of shoplifting from Walmart. I was. Walmart was acting as God's emissary by making my trip possible, because at the beginning of my trip I was having a lot of cash infusions from friends, and then it all went away and I had to find ways to support myself. In Mexico I've done very, very little shoplifting, almost essentially none, but still was getting money from friends back in the US, and this is the first month literally that's not happened. I've still relied on the generosity of friends because my money did run out, and I'm running a tab at a grocery store and at a restaurant. They're letting me pay when I get my check at the end of the month. Soon, because down here I can offer products, and there are wealthy people on vacation or living here, a second home here, who will buy my products, my personal companion time, my massage therapy, my dance classes, my spiritual talks, which the word for talk in Spanish is habla, and my nickname, my new nickname down here, my apodo is Juanito, which translates as Johnny, which is my favorite childhood nickname. My name is John. So the name of my talks is Juanito Habla, blah, blah. As you know, they're spiritual talks. I could call them satsang, but no, this is better. This is better. And I think I am going to translate it by saying talks on the ecstatic life, on living ecstatically, which is what I do, which people who don't think it's supposed to be that way, who really believe you have to keep your nose to the grindstone, find suspect. And my anthem down here has been The Life by Kenny Chesney, which my friend Diego Caro sings so beautifully. And it's about, he's talking about the life of the fisherman. I fish, I play my guitar, I laugh at the bars with my friends. And then I go home and to my wife and pray that tomorrow I can do it all over again. And the wealthy guy from Texas goes, wouldn't that be the life? Well, that's my life. It's been my life for 5 years. And it's my work is to share that, because I'm drowning in a sea of love, and I share it because I have bottomless amounts of love for all beings. And I ask, is this one mine? Is this one of my babies? Is this someone I'm supposed to reach out to? Because I can't do it literally for everybody all the time, but I emanate it. And my little house here, I'm going to have a sign out by the road that says Casa de Juanita, Casita de Juanita, Juanito. And the sign on the door will see, the current notion is the sign on the door will say Templo de Kundalini. This is the place from which I charge my Kundalini batteries, the energy of life, Kundalini, and then spread it, emanate it, so that walking down the street, and I see it, kids feel it about me. Kids in Mexico, kids are not taught to be afraid of strangers, so they'll look at you, they'll make eye contact with strangers, and they light up. They see me being happy, and they get happy because there's no defense, no protection. They get it, they feel it, it is emanating from me. 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Good place to stop. Buenas noches. Be well.